Well, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Today on Flesh and Blood on Seals, we have a special treat all the way in from New Zealand. The man, Simon Austin Wallace, otherwise known as the Saw. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, Chris. How are you today?
Doing good, doing good. Thanks for coming out for Deck Tech Wednesdays. Sounds like we're going to do something a little bit different today. You want to tell us all about Rhinar, but I want to know, just for the viewers' sake, who are you to tell us anything about anything? Like, tell us about the Saw. How long you been playing the game?
Um, since the start, man, we started in 2018, obviously with Welcome to Ira deck, um, and that led into the Ira World Deck premiere, um, and then obviously Alpha came out. We got into Alpha, um, and I pretty much just stumbled into Rhino, and I played Rhino for like the whole first year. So all of 2019, I played Rhino. Most people will say pretty badly, but because not many people were playing Rhino at the time, I kind of had some pretty good results. And one of the first tournaments that I played with Rhino, my friend Kale, he built the deck for me the night before, and I went in. I hadn't even played the deck. Went in and I made the top eight, and I ended up losing to him in the final because he was on Bravo, and that was just there was no way I was winning that matchup. So yeah, so I had some pretty good results with Rhino, and then obviously picked up a lot of Rhino cold foils on the road to next series that first year.
hmm
And then kind of made the transition later from Rhino into Dash. Played Dash for a long time, and then yeah, at the last calling here in New Zealand, after scrubbing because it was Monarch sealed, which is pretty brutal. I went and did the PTI second chance on day two. Um, Again, just kind of threw 80 cards together the night before for Rhinar and rocked on in. Of course, I got my first round worst matchup was against Dorithia. I was going, oh great, and he managed to get a win, which kind of put me on the back foot like straight away. You lose round one in a big tournament, you're kind of not in a good spot. But
hmm
I managed to knock out the next five, so I was 5-1 heading into the last round.
Oh wow,
And that
okay.
was a win in. And of course, I got my second worst matchup, which was Chain at that time with Seeds. And
Mm.
yeah, super close game.
Yeah.
I was on the fatigue plan, um, and I didn't hit my third sink below, which basically cost me the game. That's how
Mm.
tight it was. So yeah, so it was a pretty good result. 5-2 with a deck that I just put together the day before. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for
I
sure.
like I like Rhina, and then yeah, like I said before, off camera, um, at the last charity event that we did the cancer drive for Kale's dad, I picked up Rhino, and I made a top eight here as well with that deck, and that was my spicy list that ran Pummels and Pursuit of Knowledge. So yeah, just kind of different cards that people don't normally play. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, and we were talking just like briefly about it that I had this dream of building a Rhinar deck that runs all the pummels and pursuit of knowledge and just kind of constantly
yep,
threatens that
9.
pummel. Just kind of like that Kurt Toth deck we talked about a few weeks back here on this deck tech series.
Yep,
Um,
yep,
I, I'm really curious. So like maybe we could build that together here.
yeah. Do it.
Yeah. So I mean, we just start. Do you want to just straight to the pummels? Do we start there?
Yeah, it's a
All right,
nine pummels.
let's do it.
It's
All
not muck
right,
around.
all the way up. 9 pummels it is. Okay. Well, we're gonna have pursuit of knowledge in there. And why do we want pursuit of knowledge in there?
Yeah, so three of those. For two reasons. So firstly, it's a blue. And one of the things that Rhino struggles with is getting a decent blue count. And the second thing is obviously because it attacks for 4, it forces either a 2-card block or a defense reaction. And then if you come over the top with a pummel, then you're gonna get the extra card draw on your turn, which is massive.
Got it. Okay. Um, I'm guessing we want some barraging beatdowns in there.
You probably want nine barraging beatdowns. Yeah.
9 of them, huh? Okay. Even the yellows. All right.
Yeah. So ideally with beatdown, you want to do a triple beatdown. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
something you set up in mid game for late game, and you can finish your opponent off if you get him low enough. With a quad intimidate, it's pretty strong.
Yeah, and this actually happened to me recently in a mashup, and I went from, I think it was 19 health down to 1 health, and that's because I managed to get some equipment blocks in there. So I mean, it was
Yeah.
brutal. I had no cards. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, here it
Yeah.
comes, right to the face. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Right to the
So let's
face.
see.
Yeah.
I can't get the card to stay up on the screen for some reason. It's just blinking off. But I want to show the text of these cards here eventually. There we go. Yeah, your next brute attack this turn gains, if this attack is defended by less than 2 non-equipment cards, it gains +4. And then it intimidates a card out of the hand, right? So if you get enough of these stacked, they can't they can't block it with
Yep.
non-equipment cards.
Exactly.
And then, yeah, it's coming in. And, oh, hey, look at that cost. Really expensive, right? So, yeah, definitely one of those things.
Yeah.
If you can pile them up, man, you can turn Rhinar into a real smasher.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we've gotten 21 cards so far. Where else do we want to go?
All right. You need 3 Alpha Rampage.
As I say, Alpha Rampage jumps to mind for me. Let's see here. We've got, why is this?
Yeah.
Has an additional cost to play it. Discard a random card. It's going to intimidate, and it's coming for 9. And a cost of 3. Okay. And that plays into Rhinar's ability, right?
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about that yet. So just to remind viewers, what's Rhinar do again? Something about intimidating things? Discarding cards, right? Discard a card and...
Yeah, so you just discard a random card, and if it's power 6 or more, then you get to intimidate a card out of your opponent's hand. So obviously, if you do that with Alpha Rampage, it's 2 cards out of their hand.
Sick. Nice. Yep. Okay. So, all right. What else we want to throw in here?
At the moment, I'm running. I run the full package of Wrecker Romps, so 9 Wrecker Romps.
9 record ROMs. Okay. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
Wrecker ROM. Come on, pop up on the screen card. You can do it. If I just get it just right. It's like a... I don't know, maybe not. Well, anyway, we'll add them to the deck here. Come on. It wants to show.
And the red and the yellow are really good against Prism, or the pink and the yellow if you're playing with alpha cards.
Well, I guess we'll worry about looking at that. Oh, there we go. All right. Yeah. Additional cost is to discard a card, and once again, anytime you're discarding a card with Rhinar, you're going to be activating that intimidate ability, right? So, yep. There's a nice thing to have. Okay. Running all the record ROMs. So we were at 33. And I guess we want...
so I run 2 Reckless Swing.
2. Okay. Now that one, I believe... I'm trying to remember exactly.
So that's your defense reaction.
Got you. And it's your blue pitch. That is... There we go. Yeah. Get you to discard a card, and if it's 6 or more damage, deal 2 damage to the attacking hero. Nice. Okay, and that's not even arcane damage or anything like that. It's just damage. I guess it wouldn't matter on a defense reaction.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, it's two of those.
So it's really good. It's a good way to finish people off.
They don't expect that one. What
Um,
about what do you think about Sigil of Suffering? Same reason, right? Is that a generic or is that Runeblade only though?
um, that's a rune blade only, yeah,
Is it? Oh.
and it only does 1 damage. You want Sigil of Solace. That's the one you want, the life gain card.
You do want a couple of those in there for this Rhinar deck. Which ones do you run? The blues?
Yeah, 3 of those.
3 blue. All right.
No, red.
Red.
No, red, red, red. Red. The blue one is rubbish.
So you're getting 3 out of the red and you're getting 1 out of the blue. Is that right? Come on,
Yeah.
show up. Game 1. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're at
It's not even playable.
38. Yeah. So the sigil. Yeah. 83 in the instant. Yep. Okay.
So we need 2 Time of Findles.
Oh yes.
Findel.
Forget those. So, how do you like the pronunciation of things we got over here in the U.S.? We just butcher the shit out of everything, or I mean, for the longest time, it was
Well, it's
called
all. I mean, it's all
Fiendal,
interpretation,
Fiendal.
right?
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Find
I've
out.
switched it though. Now it's Fiendal. Now it's Fiendal.
I think it's cool. Like, I mean, yeah, potato, potato. Really, there's no difference.
Fair.
You know.
As long as we can tell what we're saying
Potato,
to each
potato.
other, right? Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. We also need 3 Blood Rush Bellows.
Oh gosh, how did I forget Blood Rush Bellow? Yeah, gonna have to have
That's
that
like
one.
your
So you get
staple.
your discard, additional card, and if it's discard it with 6 or more, you get to draw 2, and it gains go again. Yeah, that's up there.
Yeah. Then the plus
How many of
2,
these did you
plus
say?
2 pump.
2 or
Yeah.
2 or 3?
3.
3.
You gotta always run 3. 3.
Makes
That's
sense.
that's the whole reason you play Rhinar is that card right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
MVP.
Sick. All right. Yes, I guess depends on that one too if you need it.
So what's it? 43. I normally run 2 pulpings. 2 red pulping.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a strong card, and I just don't know why people aren't running it in their lists. It's really, really good.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. If I can get it to pop up here. Come on. Very finicky, this site. I don't know. I don't know why it's like this.
Yeah.
It's yeah. Anyway. Yep. Somewhere around here. Somewhere. Come on. You can do it. Come on, Pulpy. I bet you got it memorized anyway. Go for it, if you do. This is annoying. Oh, come on. I can see you. You're right there. Right there. Right there. Push the button. Maybe that'll help. Hey, maybe that helps. I don't know. Alright. Draw a card and discard a random card. If the card with 6 or more powers discarded this way, Pulping game, dominate. Yeah. Okay. And if it's defended by less than 2 non-equipment cards, it gets go again. Oh shit. So you mix this right in with the barraging beatdowns and not have to actually go full barraging on an attack. You can mix and match with this, it seems like.
Yeah. So yeah, if you do 2 beatdowns and hit a 6 off pulping, that's 3 intimidates, and then it's got dominate, and then it has go again, and then you can come in again. It's just a twisted card.
It's kind of gross. How many of those you're on? 2?
Yeah, 2,
Or are you
because
doing 3?
it doesn't block. So yeah, you don't
Yeah,
want
I'm
to
not
do
even going to check
3.
that out. Yeah. Got it. So you're keeping a
I
certain
want
ratio for your
three
block
yellow
cards.
smash instincts. Yeah, so 3
Smash
yellows.
instinct. That's your intimidate. Okay. Pretty straightforward. So why the yellows?
Yeah. So generally, it depends on the matchup, but quite often I just play defensive Rhino. So I just like block and then swing with the club.
Hmm.
So a card like that, which has automatic intimidate, is pretty strong. Um, so if you combine that with a beatdown, for example, you get 2 intimidates, and they either have to block with 2 cards, or they take damage. In which case, I can just pitch a yellow, so I know it's at the bottom of my deck, and then I can just come in with the club for 4. So it's a pretty versatile little card.
Hmm. Hmm. And
Um,
I mean, like it's just
I like to run 3 springboard somersaults.
so we're getting into the more defensive side of the thing then,
Just
for
again
sure.
because it's a yellow pitch, and you can play it from your arsenal.
Hmm. So you look at that one, all right. Okay. So you've got the 2 pitch. You've got defense
And then 3
reaction for
command and
4
conquers.
potentially. Good old command and conquer. Is it situational for
Yeah.
you, or is it every deck? Or
Um,
against every
it's in
hero, I
most
guess.
decks.
You're not going to be sideboarding
Yeah, so
against.
some heroes it's not necessary.
I mean, everybody knows what command and conquer does, right?
It's a must have against Bolton, for example. Yeah,
Yeah. Bolton, Lexi, Azalea, um,
yeah.
probably Katsu to some extent. All right. Sweet.
54. 2 energy potions.
Energy potions. Interesting. And why the energy potions?
Because free resources is always good. Free resources. It's a blue pitch. And it just lets you set up for a really big turn. You can push like
Just
24
kidding.
damage.
So it's good to get extra blue pitch into the deck, and you're going to potentially, get the free resources out of it. For some reason, it doesn't want to show it, but
Yeah,
okay. All right. Looks like, one more, or 4 more cards, huh?
should know what it does.
Yeah. Straightforward.
Um, so I would probably go 2 Beast Within and 2 Massacres.
There it is. 2 what and 2 massacres?
2 Beast Within
Ah, Beast Within, yeah. So there's so many decent choices for Rhinar. It's
and 2
actually,
Massacres.
so the massacre. Let's see if we can actually get this to appear on the screen at all. Really tricky for some reason on here. I don't know why. There we go. Yeah. So this card, if you discard it with 6 or more, it gains +2 and intimidate. And it is discarded to pay the cost of an action card. Intimidate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solid.
Yeah.
All right. And then the other one you said was Beast Within?
Beast Within. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And 2 of those to round us off. There we go. For anywhere other than the combat chain, banish the top card of your deck and lose 1 life. If it is 6 or more power, put it in your hand. Otherwise, repeat this process. What's going on here? What's going on here? Let's see. Put into the graveyard from anywhere other than the combat chain.
So basically, if you discard a card and that gets discarded, then you trigger the ability.
So you're trading cards for life, essentially, right?
Yeah, well, ideally, you only want to trade like 1 or 2 cards, and you hit a 6 power card. But I have seen some really unfortunate players who have gone like 9 or 10 cards deep without hitting a 6 power card, and they've just lost the game. So
Oh
it's
wow.
it's an interesting card.
Yeah. Got it. I think. Okay, so we got the deck.
So,
Equipment.
yeah.
Any surprises in the equipment? We're running a club, I
No,
assume, right?
no, I'm just really romping club and the 2 mandible claws.
Yeah. Got the claws for which heroes do you pull the claws out for?
Usually for Katsu and Prism.
Because you're going to lose the pummel effect if you're running the claws. So it kind of takes some of the edge off the deck,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Let me guess. Barkbone strapping. Or not?
No, I run the tunic.
Yeah. You like the resources?
Vinedale Spring Tunic. Yeah.
Okay. And it's a. I
The
mean, you're
constant
going long term?
the constant free resource every 3
Yeah.
turns.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're looking more. You're still looking once again at more of a defensive build a little bit. Like block. How often are you blocking with this build? Like how many
Well,
cards?
yeah, that depends on the matchup, right? So
Yeah.
like you have to adjust your game plan for each deck. You can't just go, well, I'm going to block this much or I'm not going to block this much. And obviously we're trying to set up our pummel turns, so we can't. Ideally it's nice to bluff pummel, but the really good players in the game will know when you have pummel and know when you don't have pummel. So setting up pummel is tricky sometimes.
Fair.
But I mean, Tunic
Okay.
is just such a good card, such a strong card. Obviously, once you tick it up to 3, then you can play Tome of Findle from your arsenal for free. Draw some extra cards, gain extra life, and then have a massive hand. Like it's just really, really good. You've got the Arcanite Skullcap, obviously.
Sure. Are there other situational pieces that you use instead? If you're not up against a arcane user.
No, some people like to play the what's it called? Skull Bone, the one from Crucible. I'm not really a fan of that, to be honest. It's like a one trick pony. I'd rather have the 3 extra blocks.
Gotcha.
Scabskin leathers, obviously. Got to have scabskin leathers.
Skullhorn. Just want to look at Skullhorn real quick here, see if we can pull up the effect. There we go.
So it's basically got arcane prevention, arcane barrier, and you can destroy it to draw a card and discard a random card.
Yeah, so I mean, not really that powerful. Okay.
No.
So we skip that one. And you said the
Scabskin leathers.
scab skins. Yeah. Gotta have the scab
Scab
skins.
skins. Yeah.
Man, I once
Oh
opened
yeah.
three
Gotta roll
unlimited
those
boxes in a
dice.
row. I got scab skins in every box, three in a row. It was crazy. Uh,
Wow.
roll that
That's pretty
six-sided
good.
die. It was fun. All right. Any other legendary would have been like, come on, but yeah, I would have rather gotten that. No, I mean the tunic or whatever, but it's all right. Hmm. Yeah. So okay, so we've got. I think that's equipment. Oh, we need feet. What do you do for feet, man? Oh wait, that was feet. Never mind, that's legs.
No, we just did feet.
Yeah,
We need arms. We need arms.
arms. That's what we're missing.
Um. Oh, so I run gambler's gloves.
Yep. I love playing gambler's gloves personally. Like I don't know why, but just throwing
Yeah.
that chance in there is just fun for me. Yeah.
Yeah, just to have a rechance, a redraw. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that card is crucial in Blitz, by the way. If you're playing against KO, you must have the gambler's gloves.
Mm. Gotcha. So you can actually get them to not have as good of a roll when they're coming against you for their
Yeah.
rechance or whatever. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Sick. Okay. All right.
And then just a couple of null runes. So null rune arms and yeah,
Just
probably null rune
situational,
arms
right?
and boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, because somebody likes to play Kano every now and again.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure.
69 cards, and then 11 sideboard slots. All right, so I would run 6 unmovables, the 3 red and the 3 blue.
Unmovable. Came up for a second there. It's played from the arsenal. Something. It's a defense reaction, right?
It gets an extra +1 block, so it blocks for 8 from the arsenal,
8
7
from the
from hand.
arsenal. Wow. Okay. That is you said
Yeah,
3 of each
yeah,
in the sideboard there.
yeah, yeah. 3 blue, 3 red.
Got it. And what matchups are you
Um,
typically pulling those
so that
out
leaves
for?
us. So they come in for Bravo. They come in for Dorinthia. Um, what else would I bring them in for?
Old
Probably
maybe.
Chain, maybe Briar. I haven't actually played against Briar, so I've got no idea to be honest.
Hmm.
Um,
You haven't played against Briar, and
but
you're going
anything.
into what event soon?
Well, that's yeah. I'm not going to any events soon. So basically, yeah, because of the lockdown here, we I haven't played since Tales came out, which is like 4 months ago.
Shoot,
So obviously
man.
that's a bit of a downer. And
Yeah.
our next big event will be Nationals, which has been postponed because of COVID. It's supposed to be in January, but personally, I think we'll be in lockdown in January, so it's going to get postponed again. So yeah, I'm not too worried about any events coming up.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Well,
just means I don't get to play cards.
yeah. Well, I mean, at least we have some means of playing online, right?
um,
There's Discord and the what's that tabletop
yeah.
simulator. I played quite a
Um,
few games on there.
yeah.
It's not quite the same though, right? It's a lot more fun to meet
So
people
I
in
think with
person.
the
I
last
think.
5 slots, yeah, I'm not a fan of playing online to be honest. It's just not my thing. Um, I prefer to interact with the people I'm playing, and have a conversation and talk shit and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I'd probably chuck in one Arg Smash for the sideboard.
Hmm.
Arg Smash, Arg.
There we are. Arg Smash.
just for the random person that likes to play Dash.
Oh, that's just
And that leaves
mean.
us with 4 slots. Yeah, yeah, it can be when you take out like 3 items with the 6 roll.
Yeah, yeah. Nice one. Okay. Good sideboard.
So yeah, I'll probably go
No,
2
no razor
blue
reflexes.
swing fist. No, that's not a brute card. That's a ninja card.
What, razor? I thought that. No, I thought razor's a generic. Yeah,
No,
razor's a generic, isn't it?
Razor goes a
So
ninja
you
and it
said
goes on flock. We just want the blue one.
blue swing fist. All right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So your additional cost is
Again,
discard.
just for the pitch.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha. So more just getting blues in there. So you said 1 or 2?
Yeah. Two of those.
2. All right.
Um,
You got me confused, man.
No, that's right. I would probably
Oh,
run
it's generic. Look at that. Stick
lunging
razor
press.
in
2
there.
lunging press.
Telling you, man.
No, we don't have. We've got hardly anything to play it on, right? So it's not versatile enough in this deck
Yeah, true. All
because it
right.
can only be played on stuff that costs 1 or less.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what was that? You were saying lunging?
Yeah, two lunging press. There we go. Yeah, I love lunging press, especially when you combine it with Command and Conquer.
Hmm. So you've got a nice 3 pitch. You're gaining some power. You can defend. Versatile.
Yeah.
Okay.
So because like when I play Command and Conquer, I want it to hit, right? Most people are just going to block for 6. So if they're blocking for 6 and then I play this card, it's coming in for 1 and I'm getting rid of their arsenal and I'm doing an extra damage. So I'm getting the most utility out of my CNCs. And the only reason I wouldn't run more than 2 is because it only blocks for 2, right? So it's kind of limited, but it's just a cheap shot basically. It's like, yeah, I'm going to play my CNC and then I'm going to lunge increase you, and I'm going to get your arsenal because that's what it's all about. So there we go, 80 cards.
Sweet. Now I'm trying to get the damn list to pop up somewhere. Uh, there's got to be a button around here somewhere. Where's that? This is showing like all the cards right now. Hmm. Well, at any rate, we've got the list, so I will figure out how to save it because I haven't actually entered one of these into FabDB lately. But somewhere around here, there's a button to save it. We'll get it saved, and if folks are interested, they'll be able to check out the link and comment, say what you think. I guess. No, are you really sure about the Razor Reflex? I mean, I know it's kind of useless because of the whole pitch levels of the deck, but I don't know. I just love that card.
Yeah. I mean, don't Razor Reflex is a great card, but it doesn't go in this version of Brute, right? Because
Yeah,
you've got nothing to play it on.
it's fair.
You've got 2 swing fists, so you wouldn't want to put in cards that don't have synergy. Razor Reflex goes with cards like Snatch, obviously the pink Snatch, E Strike, Flock of the Featherwalkers, obviously really strong in Azalea or Lexi, so you want to have synergy with your cards. So yeah, definitely don't want it in this Brute deck.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
It's also it's not very common where you'd have a deck with Pummel and Razor. You normally have one or the other. You don't normally have both.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense too. Right, because the pummel itself is a freaking 2 cost. Okay. Yeah, especially when you're at
Yeah.
9 pummels. Makes sense. Okay. Well, I guess they've changed things because I think you used to be able to actually see the decks without this paying for stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe they make you pay for it now. Interesting. That's yeah.
Couldn't I honestly couldn't tell you. I haven't used that site for a while. Yeah.
I don't know. It's my first time running into this. I'll have to check it out. Oh well, cool. Well, that was a lot of fun. Any other like parting thoughts as far as like what you would tell people about Rhinar? Like what should we be thinking about? Like this is obviously like a pretty good defensive build, and like would you change much if you wanted to go like more aggro?
Um. Well, the problem is if you're going more aggro, that you tend to run out of cards, right? Because you have a lot of cards that force you to discard. So you're not really gaining any advantage by going aggro. And this is something that I learned over the first year when I played horribly. Um, and I wasn't setting up my deck, and I just randomly run out my beat downs and just go all in to the face. Um, but you just run out of gas, right? So it's not really where you want to be. And I did have a friend, and his name's Luke Badger. He played a no block brute. It was just all in aggro, so it you probably would have liked it. It ran nimblisms and snatches and nimble strikes and razors, and it was just all about going again and pumping that damage through. So, but then he didn't block, right? But again, that was like a one trick pony, because as soon as you realize what deck he was playing and you realize that he didn't block, you could just hit him in the face. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
but it was cool the first time he played that deck
The
in a
first time.
tournament and he managed to top eight. But yeah, it's not something. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's not something you could do repeatedly.
got it. Okay, got it. So moral of the story is be prepared to block on some level at some point, even in blitz.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean the whole basic premise of Flesh and Blood is blocking is an art form, right? It's an actual skill to the game, um, and it takes, I don't know, normally between 3 and 6 months to actually get good at blocking. Um, and one of the best ways to do that, I guess, is to practice your blocks against Dorinthia, because if you block wrong against Dorinthia, you just get punished so hard. Um, and you've always got to like work out, like, am I going to block with 2 cards for 6, or am I blocking with 3 cards for 9, or am I just going to block with my whole hand?
Right.
And then that kind of comes back to what you sort of think they've tucked away in their arsenal, because you don't want to get blown out. But like I said, that's why I run the unmovables, because unmovable against Dorinthia is just massive. You just go, like, yeah, no blocks, let them do their stuff, and then you go, oh, I'm going to react now with my unmovable from arsenal and just negate your whole turn. Is like
Mm,
really strong.
yeah. Yeah. Being able to come out and defend for 8 when they're expecting pretty much nothing makes sense.
Yeah, and again, I mean, in some matchups, like, I don't think it's very common, but some people play the Viscerite deck. So the Viscerite deck where you can't gain life, and in that situation, then obviously you're going to cut things like the sigils and the tomes.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I think there's a bit of versatility in the deck. Um, and there's sometimes you're going to cut cards, and sometimes you're going to add cards. Um, yeah.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. I like it. I think this kind of provides like a good basis at least for me to go build my new deck. So I know I learned a lot.
Well, it's all about ideas, right? I like ideas, and I like to play cards that people don't normally play. So, like I said, at the moment on the deck list, I've seen people aren't playing pulping. Red pulping is just insane. It's such a strong card. Yeah, lunging press, like I said, it's a cheap shot. It's like a sneak card that you can just bring out every now and again. Um, and of course, once you play it the first time, then the second time they're put in a situation of, am I going to block that CNC for 6, or am I going to block it for more than 6? So it's just little 1% things, 1% plays that over the course of a 8, 9, 10 round tournament is gonna hopefully get you deeper and deeper into their top 8. Um, yeah.
Awesome. Well, good times. Well, thanks for taking some time out of your day to come out and tell us all about Rhinar, and hopefully somebody takes this and goes and changes the meta for us, because I want to see Rhinar a lot more represented personally. Is this going to beat
Yeah, I think
Briar?
like I said, I mean, I can't say. It's hard to say. Like I said, I haven't played the matchup. I don't know how she plays, so I couldn't say. But I think generally Rhino's got a pretty good matchup against the field, um, and that's one of the reasons that I feel comfortable taking him into the tournament. Um, yeah, he's got like really bad matchups. Like I said, Dorinthia is just freaking awful. Um, but against most people, Bravo is actually winnable. Um, but you have to play really well. Um, yeah, and I mean even Katsu, which used to be pretty strong. I don't know how strong he is at the moment. The matchup against Katsu is pretty good. And again, like I said, if you can pitch those beatdowns early, so that you know they're coming up late game, you can, if you get your opponent low enough, you can just win the game on the spot, right? 19, 20 damage with they got no cards to block. So yeah, versatility. But yeah, some of the turns require setups, like I said, with the pummel. So we're going with the pummels here. Um, but the downside to that, of course, is that people are going to know that you've got pummel in your arsenal, right? Once they see the first 3 or 4 pummels, they'll be like, "Oh no, okay, he's running pummel." So that gives you the option, like in later rounds, to cut some pummels, because you don't always need 9 pummels. I even though I have 9 pummels, I like to run 6. So quite often I'll cut a couple of pummels, depending on the matchup.
Hmm.
But yeah, the card's really good, and obviously, ideally, pummel plus CNC is lose your arsenal, discard a card, take damage to the face. So that's your ultimate goal. But yeah, even pummel on pulping is actually pretty sick, because you've already intimidated and you've got dominate, so they can only block with 1 card, and then you're like pummeling to the face. So it's just like taking cards out of their hand is always a good thing.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, no, it's like it's one of the hardest things when you're playing against Rhinar is that you might have cards in your hand that you could block with, but that's before the intimidates come out, and then all of a sudden you're just kind of sitting there
Yeah,
and like, okay,
yeah,
well, I got some equipment left, I'll use that. And that's kind of all you get sometimes. uh, yeah,
yeah,
it's a lot of
exactly.
fun.
So that puts you in a tough spot. Um, I mean, I played against a guy in Blitz, and on his turn 1, he took me from 20 life down to 5. Right. He
Oh
just had
wow,
he just had the one
really good
percent
hand,
play.
huh?
He hit the blood rush bellows. He did the 4 intimidates. Yeah, yeah, and it
Oh
was
man,
like I
yeah.
said, 1% play. And he took me to 5 life, and the game was just about over on turn 1, and I was just like, wow, you know. So um, it can
It
be
does
it can
happen.
be pretty rough.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, when I was playing against
So yeah,
Kano, or no, pardon me, it was Viserai actually. I was playing against Viserai, kind of the same thing. Like I was playing
yeah,
Dorinthia, and they just had a perfect draw, and I was just like dead in the water in like turn 2. Like, okay, cool, that was fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it happens.
Well, again, I mean that's part of the game, right? So sometimes
Yep,
people perfect draw. You just have to just take it and on the chin and just move on. It's not
yep,
the end of the world.
totally. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time, Simon. It's been informative, educational, I'd say.
Oh, I'd like to say thank you for your time and all the work you do on unseals. Obviously, I'm a fan, and hopefully I get hopefully I get more than a foil league tap on the next alpha box, but that's all right. Yeah, and
Yeah,
just thank you again for the opportunity to have a chat.
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you. We'll catch you soon.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right.